I had no doubts from my side, sir.
What about you, Salim? Hello? No, we are not able to hear you, Salim. Can you please unmute yourself and speak?
Yes, sir. I went through, sir. I went through.
Sorry?
Yeah, I read. I saw, sir. I
No.
saw.
Okay, you saw. Okay, do you have any questions on that?
I think syllabus. I think I haven't got much awareness about the syllabus, sir. I think.
Syllabus, see, leave about the syllabus, okay, the curriculum. See, I'm asking about till now. You have seen the recordings, right? Do you have any questions in that from the recordings?
I got to see how the generally do we need to install that in the pen drive or
Yes,
need to
yes.
have
That
an account?
installation. Yes, installation will start today. Installation will start today. Okay, just I'm waiting for the participants. Let me check with Gautam, okay, whether I can proceed further or not. I need to check with him. Just give me a second.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
So, Salim, since you have gone through the recordings, right, and this is for you also, Chandra, can you please explain me what you have understood and how the LDAP and how the identity and access management systems are connected?
Sir, actually, this identity and access management is mainly used for the restriction of the employees to access for particular web applications. So initially, for authentication, in between authentication and authorization, there is a directory. Generally, we use Active Directory for Microsoft Windows, but since it is pin federate, we are using this LDAP, so which will store the user related information. We will restrict the user to authenticate and authorize based on the search criteria. Based on the search, we can find the user and we can restrict the user.
Okay, so don't use the word restrict. Okay, here we are not restricting the user. Here we are providing
Okay.
access to the user.
Okay.
Okay, so based on his role, okay, means for applications, right?
Yeah, yeah.
For few applications, based on his role, we'll provide access. That is authorization. Okay,
Authorization.
and
Yes.
for all the applications, right, we have to use same username and okay, Salim. Okay, for all the users, we have to use the same username, okay, and password. Okay, for different application, we should not go for different usernames. Just like how all the for all the Google products, you use the same username and password, right? Same,
Right, sir. Right, sir.
okay, same way we can go. So that is what known as single sign-on, and
Single
also
sign-on. Yeah.
single sign-on, and also the other concept known as single logout is there. So if you log out from one application, automatically you will be logged out from the other applications also from the same browser. Let me share my screen. So this is already I have logged in. Okay, if I access any other applications, right, like Gmail, since already my session is there, okay, it will take me directly there. So in the same browser, if I log into the another Google product, it took me
Like
there.
Google Maps, everything. The same username you can able to log in.
Okay, now I'm signing out from the second one. See what will happen, right? When I signed out, right, automatically my session will be killed. If I do, if I see it is refreshing. If I go and do a refresh, right, here also I have logged out because
Okay.
the session is shared between these two applications. How that session is shared, right, based on the cookies. So these are the cookies that required Gmail cookie, right? It was deleted here. So that is
Okay.
how it will. So now let's go back. Just it's kind of recap only. Okay. So so take any place. Okay, this is how a connected system will be there. So from user to HRMS to the identity management. So HR people, right? They are the initial people who will talk with the end users directly. They will collect. Okay, that could be manually or through the forms. Okay, they'll just send you the link to fill out the details. That could be like that. So this data, right? It will go as a feed to the identity management systems. So one of the system is LDAP. Okay, so identity management, right? Here that is entirely different concept like provisioning and deprovisioning. That is different. But you can consider one of the place where all the users' data along with his password it will be stored is the LDAP directories. So LDAP directories is the only place. So our access management system, right? They will connect to this LDAP directory. Okay, they will connect to this LDAP directory. And why means since here this username and password and his roles and the other information, everything they will be here only. So that is why based on these criteria, we will write the policies like authentication, like the authentication conditions and how you write the authorization conditions, all those details. Now coming to the access management. So what we are going to learn here is about the protocols. About the protocols. Here I'm saying about we have to protect the applications. So how you're gonna protect those applications? How you will protect those applications, right? So there are multiple protocols out there. The first one is SAML protocol. SAML protocol. And next one is OAuth and OpenID. The third one is HTTP header based authentication and authorization. So this SAML protocol and OAuth, these two, right? We used to work in Ping Federate. These two protocols, right? We have to work in Ping Federate. This HTTP header based authentication and authorization, right? This protocol, right? We'll use ping access. So this third one, right? We'll use ping access too. So I means okay. So actually, the other tools like OAM, SiteMinder, they used to club all these three protocols in one tool. But Ping, right? They have separated into two different tools, and those two tools are connected. So first, we'll start with SAML, and we'll go with the OAuth. So what is SAML protocol? In which use case you have to go with the SAML protocol, and what are the advantages? And even what is OAuth? See, the SAML and OAuth, right? These are the modern day technologies. These are the modern day protocols. Whereas this HTTP header base, right? This is very basic one, and from long days, right? This protocol is there, and nowadays this creating application using this protocol, right? It is not happening, but still we have to protect these legacy applications. We used to call it as legacy old applications, which are using this HTTP header protocol, right? We have to protect these applications also. That's why we have ping access. So if you are if you are working for if you are starting a new organization, so definitely your web applications, right? Our web applications, they will fall under either one of these two categories. So you can go with only ping federal. That's a marketing strategy. If you have some old applications, you have to use this protocol, this method to protect that application, and you have to go with the ping access tool. So forward, okay. Now what we are going to do, right? So going forward, first we'll start with I'm just giving the means what we are going to learn in future, the step by step. Okay. First we'll start with the SAML protocol. So here we'll see first understand what is the use case over here. Okay, how many parties are involved? So what are the different means teams involved here in the SAML when you are going with the SAML protocol, right? How many parties or how many means teams will involve over here? So that thing we'll discuss. Also here we have the type in SAML also we have two types of SSO there. So we have to learn about, we'll discuss that one. What is the IDP initiated SSO? Here we have the IDP initiated and the SP initiated SSO. So, okay. In SAML, right, we have two parties. One is the service provider and another one is the identity provider. Service provider and the identity provider. IDP. Okay. So here two types of SSO will be there. Again, one is the SP initiated SSO and another one is the IDP initiated SSO. So we'll discuss what is the difference between IDP initiated SSO and the SP initiated SSO and how they work in IDP and SP initiated SSO. And also here, right, we'll start with the basic. Here we'll start with the basic authentication mechanism. So first we'll start with one simple authentication mechanism. We construct one simple authentication flow. We will onboard our first application. And we'll test that application whether authentication is happening or not. Next one, right? So slowly, day by day, we'll concentrate more on the different ways you can. One second. Different ways you can authenticate that application. Okay, different how many ways you can provide the authentication mechanism, like multi-factor authentication. Like if you wanted to provide authentication based on the IP address, based on the HTTP headers, or based on the situation, right? By using Federate, how you can design various authentication flows, and we'll test that application. Okay, so parallelly here we are mainly focusing on the creating the architecture. Okay, listen carefully. We're mainly focusing on the creating the architecture, and also as well as once you create one, I'll give one use case. Okay, we'll create architecture for that. Okay, to test that architecture, we will onboard one connection, and we'll test that one. This is how the flow will go. So here, what will happen? You will learn the means architecture, and also you will learn the application onboarding also. So both we will learn at the same time. So like that, we'll within SAML itself, we'll go with more than 10 examples, more than 10 use cases, 10 different kinds of flows. All are unique. Okay, all are unique use cases. We'll go with them. We'll onboard the application and we'll test with them. So by the end of fourth or fifth, right, you will be accustomed to onboard the connection. So our application onboarding, right, that is one big project which we used to get. So the application onboarding also we used to learn. So what will happen, right, if you go in this flow, right? So you will know how to build the architecture, and in case of troubleshooting, right, you should know where to go and troubleshoot the issue. That's all we can do over here. Next one is here itself in the SAML, while going with the SAML itself, we'll cover maximum authentication scenarios. Next one is OAuth OpenID. So here we'll discuss what is OAuth and what is OpenID and how they come. What are the different parties involved here? Here also we have, like here in SAML, we have as SP and IDP. Here we have four parties here. Okay. And here we have different types of grant. What grant types is there? So what is that grant types? And what are the different types of grant types? And how they are different with each other? And in which use case we have to go with which grant type? Those things we'll discuss over here. And next one is here. There are many grants are there, like authorization code, refresh code token, and client credentials, ROPC, many are there. So we'll discuss all those things. And this is the modern day technology, guys. Okay. So we need to understand. Okay. So here four parties are there. So we are one among them. We are the crucial party. So how we protect the applications, right? That we will learn here, and as well as we also learn about the architecture, how to create an authentication mechanism for OAuth connections, and then how to onboard the connections, OAuth connections, then how to test those connections and how to troubleshoot those connections, how you will troubleshoot those connections. Those things we'll do here. And finally, for this HTTP header authentication and authorization. So here we'll learn about the ping access tool. Okay, here we'll start this application onboarding in ping access tool. So here two things. This ping access tool, right? It is entirely dependent on the ping federate tool. So here we have to connect the ping federate and ping access. We learn about what is how they communicate with each other, how we need to configure them. It's all common architecture. How we'll configure the ping federate and ping access, and what are the different uh, okay, in ping access, right? We will onboard the connections in two ways. Okay, one is the agent-based model, and another one is a gateway model, and how they are different, and how you will suggest to go with which gateway, either gateway model or agent-based model. Okay. Then also here we'll learn about the authentication and authorization, how we'll set the authentication and authorization. These things, right, we'll cover. And some additional topics, right, like the logs, troubleshooting, how you'll, in case if you get any issue, right, how you'll troubleshoot the application, and what are the places where you need to go and check the logs, and what are the different log levels you can set and check. Will be covered this. Okay. So, so this WAUth and OpenID, right? This protocol, we are using this one not regularly, but we don't know. Okay, this is working on this WAUth protocol or OpenID protocol. This system, right? We are using in our daily life. Same way for SAML also, and same way for this HTTP header also. This one we can build in our own local machine, and we can demo. Okay, yesterday one of the guy from US, right? He reached out to me. He has one doubt, like he got one requirement how we can protect the application using this ping access. Okay, he know how to onboard the connection, but the requirement was different. So even we can use that one as a demo example. I have fixed that one, and may show you. So this is one of his requirement. Okay, let me see. So how? Okay, see here, right? As one application, he wanted to play with the authentication and authorization. That's a requirement over here. So I have created one demo example and given that one as a scenario. So we can use the same example for our purpose also. While learning the ping access, right, we can use that one. We got one good example. Use case. This is I'm saying about right how right my flow, right. Whatever I have faced in my real time situation, whatever the use case I got it. So I used to put everything in my curriculum. Just like if you go and watch the videos, right, you'll have almost all the use cases. There itself you can find all the use cases. Any questions, guys?
Sir, for ping federate, we are going to use the SAML and WAR protocol. As for ping access, we are going to use the HTTP protocol, right, sir?
Yes, yes.
And as you said that this, we are going to do the accounts onboarding. Accounts onboarding in the sense we are going to create the users for the web applications, or we are
Okay.
going to
So
provide
I told you yesterday itself. Okay, we won't bother about these part and all. We'll bother about only this one. So for us,
okay,
right, I will give you this LDAP pre-configured one. So I have the test users. I will load the
okay,
test users for you, pre-load the test user. So these are my test users. So we can use these users to test the authentication and everything.
okay.
Hmm.
So these users are called as accounts onboarding, sir. You use the term accounts onboarding.
No, application onboarding. That is different.
Application.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, we are like acting like a security agency. See, our duty is we have to protect their applications. We have to provide security to their applications. We will provide, right, whenever if any user tries to access their application, right, without authentication, we cannot allow the user. Okay, that is what the security over. Without the user authentication, we should not allow the users to access the application, even though they are valid user, right? Sometimes we may need to check with the authorization also. Don't know, right? For a few web pages, managers they don't want. Means only the access should go to the managers, but not the any role which is less than manager. So we have to put the authorization. Those things, right? Everything you'll design in the access management tool. So in access management tool, right, you'll just design the policies. Okay, you'll set the criteria. So you can apply that criteria to one or more applications. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay,
for
sir.
each and
Got it,
every
sir.
application, right, you won't create different authentication flow. Okay, let's say there are 100 applications out there. So all the 100 applications they follow the same criteria. Means yeah, create one big policy, one good policy where it should
Okay.
handle required authentication and authorization and apply that policy for those 100 applications.
Red
See
applications. Okay.
here the application onboarding, right? See in real time you will be landing in any one of these projects, guys. I will tell you. The first one is production support. Okay, second one is development. So if you
Okay.
are in a production support or administrator, right? Mostly you will do the application onboarding. So application onboarding and as well as the server monitoring. Okay, you have to monitor the servers 24/7. So usually this production rate they used to be 24/7. You have to monitor them 24/7, and you should make all the means access are going good and everything. And also as well as if you onboard any connection, right? In production, if you wanted to do any deployments, right? You will only do. And in development also it will be like that only. See these products, right? Most of the cases, the architecture and everything they will be pre-configured. Okay, pre-configured. They are already designed. Unless it is a new project, right? If you are doing from scratch, you have to design things. But if there is an already existing policy, right? You have to use them. Okay, and you can onboard the connection. Application onboarding, right? If you onboard one or two means 5 applications, it will take you. You will. That's it. You will learn easily. Just for the first 5 applications, right? It will take time for some time to you to onboard. Otherwise, right? If you have all the details, you can onboard a connection within 2 minutes. I will say.
Okay.
Say
Okay, sir.
if you have all the details for work connections, right? You can onboard within 30 seconds. Application onboarding is simple. Okay, they used to follow the same criteria. Okay, but we have to learn more about the authentication architecture, how that authentication flows are designed. That is more important. See, anyone can do the application onboarding. See, if you're a fresher also, if you do one or two applications, he will use that one. He'll follow the same, blindly follow the same steps. But the building the architecture, right? That is important. How you are designing that authentication flows, how the multi-factor authentication is coming. So sometimes, right, we'll get the OTP, we'll get the notification. Even I'll show you guys from your mobile, right? You can authenticate the applications in your laptop. So that is also that comes under multi-factor authentication. How you can do that one? Design, okay. So why means why I see most I'm not sure about other trainings, okay. But few people, right? So I used to work with consultants. Few people, they used to adjust the students. Okay, for initial days, right? They used to work with one trainer, and after few days, right, they used to come reach out to me. Okay, I never interacted with the other trainer, but when they reached out to me, right, what they said that most of the people they just go with the application onboarding one. So how to onboard the connections, how to so that is also a component of security. But we have to know learn about how you can create the architecture, how you can design the things. That's what we need. That's what we have to learn. Okay, if you are working in a production support, right, you have to know end to end, like from where it started and from where it ended. You should know. Okay, by seeing the error itself, right, you should go. You should know the place where to check. So let's say, for example, let me share my screen. So I have see, I have created multiple SP connections here. So these are the application onboardings which I have made. So these are the different applications I have made. Okay, for my testing purpose. Okay. So all this
Okay.
I can show you. Okay, I'm going to create one connection here and just fill the details, fill these details here, everything, and go like that. But that's not the way. So we need to see how this authentication is happening. Okay, what are the different systems connected to the pin federate? So here I have integrated my data store. How I have connected my this LDAP, right? This one I have connected to my pin federate. And after that, yesterday we have discussed about the search operation, right? Why search operation
Yes,
is
sir. So by
important?
such correction. Yeah.
Yeah, why search operation is important in access management? Can anyone explain to me? Chandra, Venkat, since you guys are there, right?
To easily find out the concerned user out of the data store.
Okay.
Uh, by
Why
applying
why we wanted to
filters.
find out that user? Why we want to search? Means okay, simple guys. So in any application, right, user will always okay. Let's say you are accessing an application and you have applied security. Security means without authenticating the user, we should not allow them, right? So now what you need to do? Okay, as an access management tool, right, you have triggered the login page. So user has entered the credentials. So you have to validate whether the username and password is correct or not. So before validating the username and password, we have to find where. First of all, we need to find that whether that user is there in our directory or not. That's why search operation is important. Okay, until you can find the user, means you cannot validate the credentials. Right? If you don't find the user, you cannot validate the credentials. Right? Hello.
Right. Yes, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah, yeah. That's why search operation is important.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any questions, guys? Venkat, do you have any questions? Hello, Venkat. Okay. So here we not only discuss about the access management. So there are another like the security, the certificates. What are the different types of certificates and why we have used that certificates? And uh, something we may not do practical, but I will explain in real time how these scenarios works, certificates and all, how to what signing and everything, and logs. What are the and logs? What are the different logs are available and how to troubleshoot that? And how you can set the log levels also. Means while doing the troubleshooting, right? We need to set the log levels also. How you'll set that log levels. All these things, right? You can see. And morely, right? We'll also learn about the installation. You can install the PingPad, right? And so the installation process is same in both in Linux and Windows. And yeah, how we can which I'll give you one document, guys. Okay, and like for Linux also, how you can install in clustered mode. Those things are will be covered. So in Linux, how you'll start this and stop the server. In Linux, I'm talking about in not in Windows. In Linux, how you'll start and stop the server, and how you can restart as a service. So those are some high-level admin topics. You can use them as a reference guide. In Linux,
But
right?
in real time, but
In real time,
sorry
we
to
used to.
disturb this. Yeah, we will not install this, right, sir? I mean, we will just be to know the
No,
scenario we
sometimes
need to
see,
understand. But
no. Sometimes we may need, okay, your manager, he may come to you and he will ask you to install Ping Federate. So Ping Federate
oh,
installation, right? It won't take not even 5 or 10 minutes.
okay, okay, sir.
Okay, just think like that. Okay. See, these are the command. Okay, but I'll provide you the document. Okay, it's not always okay. Let's
Sometimes,
say sometimes okay, if you wanted to build some R&D environment or dev environment, right? Lower
right,
environment. So in that cases, you need to know how you can build that one. So these are the commands where you can use run the command to run the start ping federator, to shut down and to check the status of the ping federator in Linux environment. I'll go through those things also. And folder structure, right? Here, if you see, right, this folder is called ping federate home. So this is the PF home. We used to call this as ping federate home. From here, all the directories are there. Okay. So this folder structure is same in both in Windows and the Linux environment. You go and see, right? It is the same in Windows and Linux environment. All the logs, everything over here, and the main thing, right? Server default on F. So many folders are there. So here you have this log4j2xml. So this is the place where you can set the log levels. Okay, see here, PingFed, right? It will write the logs. So we have
for
something called
troubleshooting,
log. Huh?
for troubleshooting, right, sir? These logs,
Yeah, it will. Okay, all the each and every transaction, right? It will write it. Okay.
right, in the logs. Yes.
So the logs also, how much log we need to write, right? That will also will define here. So here that is what known as log levels. So if it is if you set the log level as info. See here the log level is info.
Right, sir. Lovely.
Okay, many types of logs are there. Okay, so here the log level is info. So that means it will write only the basic information. Ping federate, right? It will write the only the basic information in the log. Okay. If you set the log level to debug, see, is the priority value to debug to get additional logging for help to troubleshoot XML signature. Okay. If you want more details, especially for what? For a signature problems. So you need to change the log level to debug so that it will write more details in the log file, right? It will write more details. Here it will come in the log folder. It will write more details. Server. It will write the more details. So here in log, see, debug mode, right? The mode is debug. It will write more details. So it will help while in case of troubleshoot. Not every time you will go and set the logs. Okay, not means like for each and every issue, right? You won't go there and you will troubleshoot it. I mean, you won't go to the log and see. There are a few Chrome extensions are there, Chrome and or browser extensions. Okay, for example,
For pin federate, sir.
not only for Ping Federate, for the SAML protocol and OAuth
Yes, I
protocol, for the protocols. For these protocols, right, we have the Chrome extensions. By using that, not only Chrome, Firefox, by using those, see, this is one SAML tracer. So by using these extensions, right, most of the issues you can troubleshoot by using these tools. Cookie editor, okay, whether the session is where you can see the sessions, and SAML tracer here you could see the SAML transactions like that.
Okay.
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 We have other tools called Postman to troubleshoot the uh, OAuth and OpenID connections, right? OAuth and OpenID scenarios. We have this Postman tool is there. So we'll install these things, guys. Everything we'll do here and we'll see the tokens and see this. How about this Postman collection? These are very interesting topics. You'll definitely like this. Okay, guys. That's all I have for today. Okay, from tomorrow we'll. I think Gautam will reach out to you so that he can create a group. So from there we'll take it. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sir, will you provide any PDFs or notes, real
See,
PDFs or
see,
documents?
I'll say one thing. Okay, I won't provide any documentation. I'll provide just the videos. Go and watch the videos. You'll find all the scenarios. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
It means even here, right? Don't have documentation for each and every scenario. Here in the support site also we used to just discuss on. But best thing, right? You'll have the videos, so where you have the end-to-end implementation and solution. So save the
Right, sir.
recordings.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Gautam, I think he's on mute. Okay.